What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. This is the WD Lounge where we talk film, music, social news, and cultural events. And today I just wanted to drop a kind of like a tribute episode to a streamer who's out there making history doing what he does. And I know based on what I've been seeing lately on the media, on the social media platforms, um, it looks like it's look like it's wrapped up right now. So who am I talking about? I'm talking about IShowSpeed, ladies and gentlemen. IShowSpeed. He has concluded a 28-day tour to Africa, and he has selected to stream his experience throughout Africa live in person for every one of his fans and everyone that's engaged in social media to see, because it's not just his fans that was able to see all the spectacles and all the things that he was able to witness and experience himself, but people picked up these feeds and they shared them all across the platform. And yesterday I was on, just sitting back and just, you know, strolling, doing my thing, and I ran into one video that really captivated my soul. You know what I mean? And it was one of the videos that he did when he visited Ghana, and it was just remarkable how Speed was received in Africa. They they showered him with gifts. They showered him with love and appreciation, almost so much to the point where you could really get choked up and emotional watching that, because this guy just turned 21 years old, and with the time frame that he's been on streaming, the impact that the cultural impact this man has done is just remarkable. At first I didn't really know who he was. Like, I would say about 6 months ago I started hearing about who he was, because he was like racing all these celebrities and everyone. I think it was Dante Hall, if I'm not mistaken, the fitness guru, who he humiliated after he raced them, and it looked like they raced in Miami because I'm from Miami, so I kind of recognized the area they were racing at. But he humiliated him and beat him racing, and that's pretty much when he got on my radar. And I've been watching him here and there and stuff, and hats off to him. He really has changed my perspective, at least, about what Africa is all about. Because for one, all, I for one, along with everybody that's in America, every black person that's in America, got the wrong perception about Africa because of what they've taught us, what they've shown us. And that's a lesson for me to learn, and a lesson for my listeners to understand as well. You can't always go by what's being fed to you. You have to go out your way and make and do your own research. And I kind of have a same familiar scenario that happened with me when I first for all who doesn't know, I'm a Haitian American. I was born and raised in America, Miami, Florida, to be exact. But my parents and my family and my culture, they're from Haiti. And the first time I visited Haiti was in the summer of 2008. And at the time when I went there, so many stories that were told about how Haiti was good, how Haiti is good, or how many things have going on. There was a lot of political tension. Even before then, there was still political tension going on over there. And I was warned by my grandmother. She always told me, what do you need? What you got? What business do you have in Haiti? What do you need to go to Haiti for? There's nothing there for you in Haiti. But I was curious about what my heritage was and where my people came from and how the lifestyle was. So as soon as I was able to get a passport and a ticket, that was the first trip I ever took internationally. And when I arrived to Haiti, I looked at it as such, like, this is a part of me when it comes to how I was raised. because I was raised by I was raised by my parents, of course, but for the most part, my caretaker was my grandmother. Because at the time, my mother and my father worked 9 to 5. I mean, they worked jobs, of course, regular jobs, and they were gone throughout the day. So growing up, we were always being watched by our grandparents, my siblings, and I. And the way my grandmother lived her life, she lived as if she was still in Haiti. We had air conditioning in the car. I mean, the house, she wouldn't use the air conditioning. She would use a fan instead. She'd keep the door open so the natural breeze could come in. When we used to take a shower, we never used the shower heads. We used to take baths in a big bucket full of water, and we would take another small bucket and pour water on us. And those are the cultural things about Haiti that I grew up already embedded in my life. So then when I went to Haiti, it wasn't like I was shell shocked or anything. It was like I was home. But aside from the lifestyle of living how I was raised, what I did realize when I got to Haiti is that a lot of the footage and all of the stuff that was actually being presented to me, as far as the poverty and the turmoil, the political tension, so on and so forth. Every negative thing that's been pronounced to me or visually shown to me as a kid was debunked the moment I landed in Haiti. Because although the fact is, when you're being fed something over and over and over, you honestly think that this whatever's being told to you is exactly what it is. So in the back of my mind, I went to Haiti with that mindset, knowing that I was going to see poverty, that I was going to see political turmoil, that I was going to do this. But that did not stop me from going, because I know, aside from all the negativity that I was told about Haiti, there was a beautiful part of Haiti that's not being told. And that's what I went to go see. And Lord knows, when I went out there, I saw the most beautiful waterfalls. I've seen the most beautiful landscapes, the agriculture buildings, the history of the island, of when it became an independent island up until this point. You can see and you can feel the history, you can feel the aura, and the people. The people were just completely opposite of what they were being portrayed as. Now, mind you, it's just like America. If America was being portrayed as a bad place where every day somebody's getting killed, every drive-bys and all the negative stuff that happens in America, you know what I'm saying? If that's the one thing that's always propagandized about America, people would look at America the way they look at Haiti and the way they look at Africa. But the thing is, America has a balance when it comes to how they portray it. They portray a little bit of violence, but they also portray the land of the free, the place where you can have opportunity. They put all the good stuff in the forefront, so that way it's a golden ticket for you to go, knowing that that's where life is. Well, it's the same thing with Haiti and Africa. Instead of putting the positive in front, they put the negative. So that's why I appreciate guys like IShowSpeed, who actually took the time to. It looked like he went out there for his his birthday, because halfway or 3/4 into the trip, he celebrated his 21st birthday. So even though if it was a trip for a month trip, what he did was actually great for the heritage, great for the continent, and it's great for our heritage as Black people, because we're in a sense where everything that we've been told has been a lie. And I'm going to say it straight up like that. I'm not saying fabricated or sugarcoated. It's been a complete lie.
IShowSpeed is probably one of the most dangerous black men in the world right now. And not for the reason you think. Dangerous because he's dismantling centuries of propaganda in 60-second clips. For generations, Western media and power structure spent billions in painting Africa as savage, dangerous, poor, working tirelessly to divide Africans on the continent and our family in the diaspora. Made many black Americans believe they would be hated here, that they would never belong. Then a young black streamer from America lands in South Africa, Angola, Kenya, Rwanda. And what happens? Love. Country to country, city to city. Overwhelming love. Artists hand him portraits. Kids chant his name. Elders bless him. Street vendors feed him real food. Every city, every border, welcome home. Now, some will say, well, he's famous. Of course he gets love. But fame didn't protect him everywhere. In parts of Europe or Asia where he is just as known, he was met with racial slurs, monkey noises, people literally throwing bananas. Americas. On this continent, he is valued, respected, protected, and celebrated. Here's why this matters more than you think. Speed's audience is young. Millions who've had zero touch points with Africa, beyond negative headlines and history classes filled with lies. He's not just talking to people who are already aware. He's introducing a lot of new people, the next generation, to a side of Africa they desperately tried to hide. His live streams show real kindness. He's making respect for Africa go viral. He's changing the message from be careful to you must visit and experience this for yourself. This matters because narrative shapes movement. When a 16-year-old black American in Chicago, who's been told his whole life that there's no food in Africa, watches Speed taste local food in Zimbabwe and say, it breaks that lie in seconds. Now imagine black teens across the Americas. Watch how people on the continent embrace Speed like a cousin. Something shifts fundamentally. Maybe Africa isn't just struggle. Maybe Africa is me. And that's the danger. Dangerous to a long-running story that kept many away from the continent, away from its people, talent, and opportunities. Once you witness the love and feel seen, the old script stops working. You start planning trips that will build bridges, lead to real meaningful relationships, cultural projects, and business ideas. That means money, skills, and attention flowing toward African cities, not away from them. I left Germany behind and built a new life in Africa because what many of us already knew, IShowSpeed is proving live and reminding everyone who missed it. This is home. Africa is where we are valued, welcomed, respected, and able to build.
And now that, he shows the riches of the continent, things that are going on, how he was praised, how he was treated. I mean, you talking about Michael Jackson type of aura where the streets are blocked off, kids are running, people are on motorbikes are just like cheering him on, like Muhammad Ali. When Muhammad Ali went to Zaire to fight George Foreman, how he had the whole country screaming Ali Boumbaye because they knew that he was a man who fought against the politics to be a free person. And that type of aura. When you have that type of leadership and you reach to a certain demographic of people, that aura that you have speaks for itself when you're around that people. And that's what I saw with IShowSpeed when he went to Africa. His aura was like of somebody of a rock star. And to know where the landscape is, the hundreds and millions of people that follow this guy were able to see firsthand how much of truth was displayed about Africa from a different perspective. And for him, there was really the thing that was there to gain was to show that the disconnect between Black Americans and Africans is based on propaganda of what's being displayed on TV, on the internet and stuff like that. But when you actually get there to the country, you will see you'll see something totally different. And now with him doing that, it's giving me a sense of urgency to visit the motherland. I got a friend of mine he's Nigerian, and he's always been trying to get me to come to Nigeria. Shout out to Ali. He was always telling me that, man, the perception that everyone has about Africa is not what it is. And he's been and we've been friends for a long time. I would say almost 15 years. And he was telling me this like almost 10 years ago. So you can imagine that, with technology advancing how it is, how currency has become a global thing. I can imagine from what I've seen through IShowSpeed's tour, and what I've seen through Ali's pictures when he does post and he does go to Nigeria, I see for myself that everything that I have been taught and everything I have been told is not accurate for what I'm seeing. And I can follow that back up because I myself, as a Haitian American, went to Haiti and I went to see what was being presented to me. And once I saw it, I saw it as something as propaganda, because they never show the good side. So when I saw the good side and I saw the riches and the culture about the Haiti, it became a routine. I used to go there every 6 months for my vacations, and I got acclimated to the culture. I was already acclimated to the culture, but I started getting acclimated to the island, and I started making friends, and I knew people that would be waiting for me to come every 6 months. But unfortunately, when the earthquake happened, a lot of the friends that I did know passed away. Unfortunately, people that I used to be around are not there anymore. With the whole TPS situation, a lot of natives have come to America now, and so it's not the same anymore. And like the political tension is very rough right now. Although people are always telling us it's not recommended to travel over there. It's a high risk. There's this, there's that. It's not safe. And I still have colleagues and I still have acquaintances that still take trips and vacation over there. It may not be in the capitals per se, but they're still going to Haiti and still doing their vacations that like normal. So it's kind of hard to believe what's actually being put out there, because now everything has been debunked, and it kind of gives you a perspective on how to approach things going forward. So for me, I will always take my information. I will always take information that's given to me at face value, but I will always go a step, 2 steps, or 3 steps further to do my research to find out how accurate what's being brought to me is. And I give credit to IShowSpeed for doing that. You know what I'm saying? He opened my eyes. There was times I was watching the video, I was stuck on my phone for like 2.5 hours, just going feed. Strolling, and just feed after feed after feed, and it was just so remarkable. You know what I mean? How humanity is such a beautiful thing. We consume so much violence every day. We consume so much hate every day. We consume so much things that are so negative in life. We consume so much of this energy every day. We get to a point where people are diagnosed with depression. They're diagnosed with being lonely. They want to take off themselves and stuff. But I know, excuse me, YouTube, I know there's restrictions about certain things, but that's why. But you get what I'm saying. The negativity is fracturing to the brain, but understanding how beautiful humanity is. If everyone would love each other the way the African people I show speed love, the way people usually show celebrities love, the way we show certain people that are in certain plateaus, or certain how can I say this, certain ranks, or the words are not coming right away, but you get what I'm trying to say. Like when you're in a certain bracket or a stratosphere of the norm, the love that person receives. Although there's haters and stuff like that, which is all good, because everybody's opinion is not the same, and everybody's free to feel how they want to feel about a certain person or a certain demographic. I'm not saying anything about that. But when it comes to humanity, because race, color, ethnicity, culture is just a title. It's like a tag that's put on you. But at the end of the day, we all are the same. We bleed the same blood. It sounds cliche, but it's the truth. We bleed the same blood. We have 2 arms. We have 2 legs. We got 10 fingers. We got 10 toes. We got 1 brain, 2 eyes, 1 nose, and a mouth to talk. So that means we're all the same as humanity, as God brought us to be, So that beautiful thing about humanity, when everyone is in sync with the presence of love. Everybody chases love because it feels good. Everybody wants to have somebody because it feels good. Everybody loves positivity because it feels good. But at the same time, it would be a boring place if it was always like that. So there was always that. So conflict is what makes life and society go. But at the same time, we get so caught up with the conflict part of life, as far as war and division, civil war. You know what I mean? Like we fighting against our own brothers because of territory or property or religious beliefs or political beliefs. It's just so much saturation when it comes to that. You know what I mean? It overpowers the power of happiness, love, and caring for somebody. You know what I mean? It we need to take a step back from our phones, the television, everything that's being pushed to our forefront, and we have to reflect about what life is all about. Why do we have the feelings that we have? And what is the purpose for each individual? What is our purpose for living? You know what I mean? And that's what we have to do. We just have to take time to reflect, and we have to do our own research. We have to see what it is, and I'm not making this video. If this video just so happens to be because, IShowSpeed went to Africa and there was a different perception about what he thought it was and what he realized it is when he went over there, because he actually did his research and he went there and he saw it for himself. What I'm saying is, throughout a humanitarian a humanity point of view, we have to, now that there's sources for us to be able to migrate, to navigate even better than we did 100 years ago, 50 years ago, 25 years ago, we should take that time to find out not only our roots but explore other roots as well, because we're all humans. We just interpret it in different ways, and that's the beauty part. That's the beautiful part about culture. There's no culture that is wrong. It's just different. You know what I mean? So I just appreciated how he was able to tap into that, because I can relate from that perspective. And even when I do travel in other countries, I appreciate the other countries' cultures. I appreciate well, I haven't been to Europe yet. I haven't been to Europe. I haven't been to Africa, but most of the Caribbean I've visited. So I appreciate their culture. I appreciate the history of what's going on there. Tasted their different food. Tasted their party with them differently. Listen to their different type of music and such. Even when I'm in America, when I travel in the United States, if I go to a different state, you know what I'm saying, it's a different culture. Even though we're all Americans, but we're still in a different culture, so to speak, as far as like, up in California, something as simple like in California, the West Coast is where the beach is, where the Hollywood lifestyle is where the guys that the beachheads, the celebrities and everything, they're all on the west side. Whereas for me in Miami, the west side, the east side is where all the celebrities and the beaches and stuff like that, and it's vice versa. You know what I mean? So everywhere is different, and you got Idaho. I've been, not Idaho, Iowa. I've been to Iowa before, where Iowa has no water whatsoever. There's no beaches. You know what I'm saying? They might be made a couple of man-made lakes or anything, but one thing I did see a lot while I was in Iowa was a lot of cornfields. And why was that? Well, that's Midwest. That's where they do most of the cropping in the United States for the most part. Those are farmlands. And every location is different. And even though there is it's a different state, but we're all the same. That we still have the same attitudes. We still have the same want for more. It's just everyone lives it differently. Like I'm in Massachusetts right now. It's cold. It's freezing over here. But when I'm here, everyone is focused on either getting their finances correct, or getting their education on, because that's what mostly everyone comes here for, or people that are here already. That's what they're known for. That's what this state is known for. It's more on the educational side and the more on the business and financial side. Whereas for Miami, Florida, it's considered more of a retirement state. Now it's transformed into more of a freelance state, a freelance city, where mostly freelancers, that's pretty much their playground. A lot of creators are out there, a lot of actors. I mean, a lot of celebrities, a lot of athletes, so to speak. Majority of entertainers are migrated in Miami, or they're close to there, because that's where their entertainment location is at. Especially, you have Miami, Florida, and then also Las Vegas is in the same boat. You have New York, that's almost all in the same boat. But because New York is more on the east side, the weather kind of changes the dynamic a little bit. But it's still more, it's a grind city. It's a city that never stops moving. So people that are there never stop moving. They're always on the hustle. They're always on the grind, and so on and so forth. So there's just different interpretations of different things. But I know I kind of threw off subject or anything, but hats off to IShowSpeed, man. He has really changed perceptions about the motherland that a lot of people might have had a different mindset of. And I think right now what he did was open the doors for other people to share their platforms about experiences based on what they've experienced, as far as traveling around the world and debunking certain narratives that's trying to be put out there, man. So like myself, I'm that's why I'm here right now. That's why I'm doing this episode, because I'm going to use my platform to bring awareness to this, because there's a lot of people that I know that doesn't know anything about this, doesn't even know who IShowSpeed is, and more or less, than know that what he just did for the last 28 days is kind of like a revolutionary move for our generation going forward. So, the same way he put his platform to display that, I'm going to use my platform to interpret that, to react to that, to give another set of eyes and ears that probably don't know about that, the information that I have grasped. So let me know what you think. Leave your thoughts on the comment section. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. And if you like this video, make sure you tune in for more, because the channel is growing. Thank you so much to all the regular subscribers. Welcome to the channel to all the new subscribers, and let's keep going, because without you guys, there's no me. So let's push this thing forward, and let's get this community going.